part of this delusion stems out of starting from the deep-seated assumption that the meaning of life is pleasure, and that...
No, the meaning of life is preventing harm. That's the function for anything rational. The rational equation is, I know that torture is bad. I know that pain, in and of itself as an experience, is always bad. When I analyze I'm just saying honestly, when I analyze all the positives, what are they made out of? They're made out of my fear of a negative, my fear of humiliation, failure, poverty, my fear of negative conditions. And those are the things that make me feel good. You're an idiot.
In the background, you can see and possibly hear my girlfriend, Melissa, who is rolling a...
Who's a retard. Clearly. I mean, it's quite obviously she's retarded. She just... Yeah. Maybe. Sometimes. Yeah, you picked a real challenging thing to molest. Yeah, it was a real challenge. Real challenge.
The dough. You're making bread or something, huh, babe?
Babe. Babe. She knows the word babe. Yeah, she knows about 7 words. Yeah. Okay? You want to fuck your girlfriend, that might be your business, but you have no right to fuck me, bastard. And that's what my parents thought they had. They thought they had a right to fuck me. Well, no, they didn't. Okay? They were full of shit. Full of ego and bravado and nonsense that I'm going to play God and it'll all turn out wonderfully. Fuck you. That's stupid.
This is not a shallow or simple question, and it's something I know Melissa thought about a great deal before she fell in love with me and basically went baby crazy.
Well, yeah, she drank lead paint. Obviously. I mean, obviously we should go find out where she lived because there's lead in the water and she's fucking retarded.
Oh, Melissa, in the background, she had a period of her life where those questions meant a lot to her.
Blah, 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 blah. Anecdotal, blah, 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 blah. I don't think Melissa had any of those thoughtful periods, frankly. She couldn't live with you if she did. Yeah. She obviously can't smell or think.
À-bas-le-ciel.
I don't know what the hell that was, but it's disturbing in this context of this conversation that you would just play something like that with video game music where you're playing again with real critters' welfare. So whatever that game was, whatever that experiment was, clearly it wasn't very nice to impose that on those little monkeys, was it? But you don't care. Torture anything. Everything is bullshit to be tortured by you because it's entertaining somehow. Fuck you. Teach your kids how to play King of the Pile of Shit. No. Suffocate your kids at the, don't wait too long to do it, okay? But yeah, do it.
Okay, pita bread today. All right, we're doing a lot of baking lately.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. I'm just fascinated. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not fascinated at all. Oh, my brain is saying, why are you doing this to my neurons? I don't even want to know the word pita bread exists. I just couldn't care the fuck less. Why did you even make my brain think it? You cunt.
But the questions raised by child-free people and antinatalist people on the internet,
not exactly the same thing, but I don't want to go into those kind of minutiae. They're really different things. Child-free is a different kind of idea. That has more to do with, I'm not an idiot. I'm not smart enough to know life is stupid, but I am smart enough to know kids are a pain in the ass, and I don't have any use for one. They're not going to do anything for me. I'm going to have to do a bunch of shit for them, and I don't know how I win in that game.
I mean, there's a reason why this is meaningful to millions of people. It raises questions of how should we live.
Yeah, what means something to people? Again, it's just so, again, the world is such a pile of shit. I mean, all these fake religious people, all these fake pretentious, I know best. I know how to fix the economy. I know how to find free energy. I know how to do all kinds of magical things because some retard on the internet who talks to an egg told me so. I mean, the world is just full of idiots, ill-informed, completely fantasy character believing in, fantasy physics, fantasy everything. You're all a bunch of fucking idiots. The human race is an idiot. And you're a very nice example of the idiots. Our existence, we come into the world breaking, okay, broken. And all we do is spend the rest of our lives trying to glue ourselves back together, and that's it. We don't accomplish anything. We just bandage our injuries. Yeah, it's bizarre, actually. The guy's lost his hair before he was like 16. Genetically, he's tubby and has good teeth, but otherwise, everything else is a pile of shit. And I want to make more of those. So again, you don't want to make the argument that women are kind of irrational. Well, frankly, there's lots of things that indicate women do have a bit of this irrationality going on. Your girlfriend's obviously an idiot.
But then I think the necessary kind of ethical and intellectual corollary of that.
Corollary. Ooh, there's a word I didn't have before. Let's see, will I keep it? Corollary. No, fuck it. No, I'm not going to keep that one. You could have had some kind of connecting thing. Besides the monkeys in the cage.
Some of the profoundest questions of the meaning of life.
Oh, right. They're not profound. They're just so fucking obvious, and you're just in denial. You just don't want to pay any attention to being logical. We evolved on this planet. You don't want to believe that, then again, you're vomiting on truth. You're just saying, I don't care about evidence. I don't care about facts. I don't care about any of that shit. I want to play my agenda game on you. And I don't want to be restricted to having to deal with a real argument in the real world. I'm just going to argue fables to you and nonsense. And so you don't want to play a real game. What do you think happened here on planet Earth? I mean, you think it was all some sort of magical experience. Hundreds of millions of years of organisms being killed brutally. And for what? So they could try to get their genetic code up a little stupid muddy hill. And they didn't do it because they were smart. They did it because they were ignorant.
Inmendham, who's a YouTuber of this philosophical school of thought, stating in almost...
Well, actually, you didn't get to my philosophical state, which is the fact that I recognize, because I understand evolution, that this is a function of a biological problem of lack of function. That we're just a parasitic infestation on the chemical surface of Earth. And it's just a bunch of little chemical models, little chemical molecules having a competition with each other to take over the world. And that's all that's really happening here. It's just a bunch of little tiny molecules, a certain number, a few billion or trillion little design changes, and they're all struggling to be king of the world. And the trick is that you never can be king of the world, because as soon as you grow enough, then everybody makes you into food, and so it's really impossible to ever take over the world. So you're just constantly fight with each other about who's winning. Oh, we're winning over the dinosaurs, but maybe the dinosaurs will still have a comeback. That's all that's happening here, is our little varieties, the nature of the weapons we use. Like, for a few millennia we use swords, and then we use guns, and then we use sticks, and then we use rocks. We just come up with little different tools to fuck each other over for the silly victory of saying, I am king of a pile of dead bodies. Way to go, butt brain. I'm saying if you give the shark a brain, enabled in terms of having vocabulary, going to high school, having some experiences in a more intellectual way, the shark is going to conclude that, man, my design sucks. I mean, I'm just a horrible built thing. I mean, this is disgusting. And maybe we would realize it if the first organism on Earth was a predator, or worse, really parasitic, like we actually had, proboscises off our faces to suck the blood of other organisms. What would that mean to us as once we got intelligence and we realized we're basically built to suck other things' blood, to take the value of their life and suck it? Would we have a little bit of dissonance? I think we would. I think we would feel pretty bad about that if it was more obvious. I obviously don't have a ton of memories of being an infant, but I do remember that it was always struggly. I mean, it wasn't just happy bliss, happy baby, happy, happy, happy. those really aren't my memories. Okay, I don't have these. Oh, I was so happy and happy, smiley, smiley, laugh, laugh. That really isn't the sense. The sense is that you've got to grind this thing out. You got to fight to make your arms move right. You got to fight to do everything. It's a struggle, and you're applauding that. And I think that's just so fucking sadistic. That's all I can say. You're psychotic. You're really sick. Sick in the head.
Fundamental pessimism, which I think in this video I'm going to argue very briefly, arises.
Yeah, whatever. Pessimism. So here we are talking about facts of evolution, the blueprint of the mechanism, the fact of how does evolution actually work, what is the design functions that we've been bestowed with. Is our intelligence, should we be stupid enough to think our intelligence only has one purpose, and that is to make us a better feeding machine, make us more efficient than putting our fork in the food and getting it into our mouth. That's what our intelligence is for. Satisfy my desires. Satisfy my desires. That's all my intelligence is for. My intelligence can't do a little bit of smarter thinking and saying, what's the implication? What am I sticking my fork in? Did the thing I stuck my fork in be tortured and killed for no real good reason? Could I stick my fork in something else? Those are the questions you ask. But you selfish cunts can't ask any of those questions because you're so myopic and so stupid that you're just not smart enough.
But the fundamental perspective or delusion that life itself cannot be justified because of the pleasure-pain calculus. So when you add up the suffering of the life of that penguin or the life of that lion, it's so much greater than the pleasure.
And again, clearly the pleasure is, again, being relieved from the negative, being relieved from the unsatisfied feelings, the cold weather, it's always the relief from the impairment, relief from the whip. The whip stopped. Oh, I'm so thankful. Let me suck your dick for not whipping me. And that's how foolish you people are. You're like Stockholm Syndrome. You're falling in love with your terrorist because he gave you an apple today and you really enjoyed it. And you were like, oh, that was so good compared to that gruel they were giving me every day. And so you're grateful for the lack of cancer, and now you're sucking its dick because you're so grateful it didn't torture you worse. And that's just so fucking transparently obvious that that's all you people can do, is be controlled by a circumstance emotionally. You can't actually think about it and see that that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm searching for relief. And why would I give that? Again, why would I shove a kid into a game of crap? Climb a crap hill, stick your crap flag, sink in the crap. Why would I do that to a child? It's stupid.
The real moral judgment here is that life on the moon is better than life on Earth, by which I mean no life at all. I said I might call this philosophy not antinatalism and not pessimism. It's might call lunarism. Because ultimately the conclusion is that a lifeless rock circling around the sun,
yes, that doesn't have torture on it, is incredibly cool. No torture is an incredibly cool thing. So wherever no torture is, I'm pretty impressed. Why should I let something be tortured for no good reason? You say you have a good reason to torture things. I'm asking you, what's your good reason? Your good reason is some kind of bullshit. I painted. I had expression. I expressed it. I have mannerisms. Mini-me. Your answer is vacant, meaningless, drivel. You have no right to torture. So you don't have any explanation. You don't have any argument defending your right to torture something for no good reason. So until you come up with a good reason, you have no argument.
Is more meaningful than a rock on which there is life, ecology, forests, oceans, and the suffering that comes.
Again, meaning has nothing to do with this. It just has to do with value. It just has to do with a right to torture. That's all. Look, I'm making it simple for you. That's all that's happening here. You're claiming a right to impose torture. I'm claiming you have no such right. So that's that's our disagreement. You're saying there's a right to impose torture. There's a reason to endorse torture. We should put more quarters in the Earth Life video game. It's a good game. What's happening on the surface of Earth is a good game. It's worth putting quarters in. And I'm saying, no, it isn't. I'm going to stop the quarters. I'm going to do whatever I can to break the machine because it's not a good game.
It would be better if our solar system were just a series of lifeless asteroids or barren surfaces like the moon.
Yes. I mean, look, yes, that's again, you're not arguing the argument. You're just somehow saying, well, how can anybody possibly imagine questioning the value of this parasitic infection? I mean, look at all the pus. How could you say that pus isn't super cool? What do you mean? Look at all the art. Isn't that worth it? Can't you see the universe having an orgasm watching Earth life thing? Can't you see how it cures the universe's cancer? Can't you see the cure, the cancer cure? How can you deny the value of this wonderful treatment for the cancer that's killing the universe? None of that's happening, crazy person.